Supporting new music in Scotland. This is In Demand Unsigned.
Right, and it's time to find out about this week's In Demand Unsigned act. If you are an unsigned band or artist, solo singer, songwriter, get yourself online. Get into the In Demand Unsigned section of the website. Upload your details. We'll go through the website every week and pick someone to come on and tell us all about themselves. And it is an amazing band for you this week.
Ladies and gentlemen, supporting new music in Scotland. This is In Demand Unsigned.
And it is a gem of an In Demand Unsigned act this week. It's a four-piece from Central Scotland called Dead Sea Souls, and bass guitarist and vocalist for the band, Gary Burns, is on the phone to tell me all about Dead Sea Souls right now. Gary, how you doing?
I'm not bad, mate. Not bad at all.
Well, listen, you guys are on the brink of something absolutely huge. I've listened to a couple of tracks that you've put up online on the In Demand Unsigned profile page. I'm going to play one in a moment. Now, Dead Sea Souls, you've been together for two to 3 years.
It's probably about that, Romeo, yeah.
Okay, there's yourself, David, Colin and James in the band. So how did the Dead Sea Souls come together?
Well, the Dead Sea Souls have been running since before my involvement. I played in another band and I saw them play at a gig in Blackburn. It was a sort of local thing and they were excellent, and then it turned out they needed another member, and they invited me into the fold, so to speak, and we did a bit of switch around, and we've just been sort of gathering momentum and songs and playing as many gigs as possible since then.
But gathering momentum indeed. Now you've supported for Sunshine Underground.
That was great, yeah, I loved that.
Sergeant as well. One of my favourite Scottish bands, actually, Sergeant.
That's right, they're huge, especially if you go up there in their neck of the woods. They're pulling some massive crowds up there, aye.
So what is the next stage then for you guys?
Well, we've just finished touring the EP that we released in August, Romeo. So we're finishing that off on Friday at the ABC 2 in Glasgow, and then after that we're going to look to release something in early 2011, hopefully January, something that's going to coincide with another King Tut's launch night, something like that.
Looking at what you've achieved so far for an unsigned band, it is perhaps unheard of, but I mean, you've had 3 sellout shows at King Tut's.
That's right. We had, our first one was a while back. It was with our mates, the Ray Summers, and then we supported Stornoway, and we sold out. And then most recently, our own headline show as part of the Summer Nights festival that they had at King Tut's. We managed to sell out a good week and a half, 2 weeks before the actual date itself. So,
well, let's play a bit of one of your tracks, Gary, so everyone can find out what the fuss is all about. So we're going to play it right now on In Demand Unsigned. Gary, introduce this track for us and we'll play it.
This is Cage Fighter by us, the Dead Sea Souls. It's the title track from our latest EP. I hope you enjoy it.
How infectious is that? Dead Sea Souls, Cage Fighter on In Demand Unsigned. Gary, that is just a massive, massive tune. I love it.
Cheers, mate. Thanks very much.
Well, how you've not been signed up or snapped up by a major label yet, I do not know, because that is just it's infectious indie pop. It's brilliant.
That's the plan anyway. The plan is to make it as catchy and danceable as possible.
So the name for the band, Dead Sea Souls, how did you joined the band once Dead Sea Souls came about? Have they let you into the secret of where the name came from?
I think, like all good names, they sort of stumbled on it. I think it was maybe Colin and a previous member of the band as well who were fascinated with the idea of the Dead Sea Scrolls. And you can't very well call your band that. So they went for Dead Sea Souls as a pretty solid compromise, but it works. It works.
And who's in charge of writing the songs? Is everyone involved?
Everyone's involved in writing the songs. It's definitely a collaborative effort.
And Cage Fighter, how did that one come about?
It's about a guy I knew a few years back who sort of used to go out in Bathgate all the time, and he loved nothing more to get himself in a bit of trouble. We took up took up mixed martial arts and like to get in as many fights as humanly possible in and out of the ring. So that sort of stemmed from there, I suppose.
Brilliant, and we can keep up to date with you on your own website. You've got your own website up and running?
We've got our MySpace and our Facebook there. It's myspace.com/Dead Sea Souls Music.
Excellent. Well, listen, Gary, I wish you guys all the best. Please do keep in touch, because 2011 is setting up to be a pretty big year for you. I wouldn't be very surprised at all if you guys get snapped up. Absolutely amazing music. Well, listen, Gary, thanks for coming on the show tonight. I wish you all the best.
No, thanks very much for having me, Romeo. That's great.
And we'll speak to you soon, okay?
Super, take care, mate.
Thank you, Gary. How amazing. Dead Sea Souls. Check them out on MySpace or get on In Demand Unsigned. If you want that to be you next week, the only way to get the chance of coming on the show and tell me all about your band or your solo singer-songwriter efforts is by uploading all your details now.